Hey guys, Rick here. It is Tuesday, May 10th. Time for a garden update. So, a few different changes since the last update. I think. I don't know. I haven't watched the previous video. So, I'll just start it again like it's a brand new video. But as you can see, everything is flourishing really, really nice. And I will start over here with my 2 extra Brussels sprouts on each end and eggplant. So it's doing really well. My cauliflower has gotten huge, absolutely huge. So I don't think it's time for any heads yet, no. But this is the mustard greens. I did a harvest on it already, and as you can see, it's coming back really good. My onions, they're getting pretty tall. I see a couple of heads starting to show up on some, so I don't really know what that means. I've never grown onions before, but we'll see. My lettuce, black seeded Simpson lettuce. So I've been harvesting a little bit of it on the other end, and I'm trying to see if it's actually going to come on back. So I need to go and cut some more. I know lettuce doesn't store very well, so we just kind of eat that as we go. My cabbage, cabbage got so big I actually had to release my strings on each side of those because they was getting really pushed on. But actually got a little bitty heads forming in there right now. So we'll see what happens there. Endive, stuff's getting huge. Still don't know what to do with it, so we'll see. My second row of beets coming in nicely. Okay, the turnips right here. See if I can. Got the sun in on the glare. Turnips I harvested probably a week and a half ago, and it looks like I didn't do anything. Those jokers coming back with a vengeance. So I guess I'll just have to get ready to harvest again. This is the first row of beets that I planted, and I'm not really sure if those are ready. I haven't pulled any up yet, but we shall see a little bit later. I kind of did those in succession, so nothing really huge on them just yet. These are the 8 rows of Brussels. Oh, and I see a cabbage moth. You're gonna have to die. I'm sorry. And I will get you later. So, yeah, these are the guys that lay the larvae that turn into caterpillars that eat your plants. So, I will have to get him, and I'll do it off video so Pete isn't looking at me crazy. All right, and my little Brussels sprout next to my cow head over there. It's a lot slower than the other ones, but that was actually to be expected in the container. So, yeah, see some of my blue-tailed skinks out there. Okay, corn's coming up really good, and right next to that is the okra. It's coming up all right. My amaranth did not take. I have no idea what is going on with that, and I was really looking forward to amaranth this year. So what I'm going to do is start that inside. Okay, that was that moth. I didn't do it on camera. I'm going to start my amaranth inside again and see, because I really want to try those greens off of that and see if can take it, if it'll take in my indoor grow space that I have down in my basement. Stevia is growing exceptionally well. And next to that is the cilantro. It's actually ready to harvest. Then I harvested the arugula, I think 4 or 5 days ago. I don't think it's actually going to come back. So I'm going to go ahead and dig that up and probably plant another row of it, of that there. So I know it's an annual, and I have to actually plant that every year. My cilantro seems to come back on its own. Sage, it's spreading really well and starting to get on up there. My peppers. Okay, I topped my peppers off. I topped these off probably a week or so ago, and as you can see, I cut them there. I pretty much topped them in half, and they're filling out really nicely. And I did that to every other one. This one, that one, pretty much every other one. And then I came back 2 or 3 days later and did it to the rest of them, except that one over there. I don't know what I was thinking. But this one here, this only had 2 leaves on it. And I was like, oh God, I chopped that one way too early. But I'm seeing some little sprouts come on in there when they're come on into that one now. So we shall see if that will go ahead and make it. So excited about when you top peppers, you'll get a bigger production off of them. Over here, oh, let me start here. This is the new bed I planted. This is squash. So I just put 2 squash in it because I had this bed and didn't know what to do with it. Don't really have much of anything else to plant. So these are strawberries. On the top, these are called Eversweet strawberries, and you can see several of them ready to pick. And on here, I'm not expecting fruit on these just yet. These are called pine berries. This is a white Carolina pine berry. And interesting, just something that I saw on YouTube and I wanted to try it, so I went and ordered some roots off of Amazon, got them, and they were starting to sprout in a package, so that was actually a good deal there. These are Lorraine strawberries. I'm never growing these again. These were just some really cheap strawberries I didn't know anything about, as strawberries aren't my profession, so I know I don't like these. And the ones I put in the front here, not a one of them took. I think those were all stars, and they was probably been sitting in a bag for way longer than they needed to be. So, and they all died. And so what I've been trying to get around to do is tilt this bed, take everything out the front, and plant some new ones in. I was gonna take them from this basket here, as I planted 50 something in the basket, and there's only 20 of them that really lasted. The basket fell a couple times, and I think that really disturbed some things, probably tore some off from the roots. So, but they're actually coming in okay. So I'm gonna just let this basket be, and probably just go buy some more transplants if it's not too late in the season. I know they're still for sale, but they're kind of big, and I don't know if I can actually get them in a hole. So that's the old basket with the Lazy Susan on it, but I took that one on off, as I wanted to run a soaker hose through it, and the Lazy Susan was actually leaning really bad, and I say that, and this table ended up breaking after I watered it. Just a little cheap table that I built, and went ahead and fixed it. So, and then when I got to filling this stuff, it's actually kind of a little gap right there, and I think it's kind of crushing some of the plants. So I'll do something different with that next year. Okay, these are the rest of my tomatoes that I've yet to put into a bucket. So they're just kind of sitting in this in this empty bed, but they're actually growing really well. So what I'll end up doing is putting, it says 11 of them here. 6 of them are going to my dad, and I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with the other 5 just yet. Hopefully somebody will take them, as I can't kill them. These are something that I just bought yesterday. That is a pumpkin, and I think I'm gonna fix the rest of this bed up here, and I want to plant a pumpkin on the end there. So just for Halloween. So not nothing that we really eat, not anything we really eat. And that's a extra Jubilee watermelon that I bought, and I'll get to the other one in a minute. I thought I was buying 2 varieties of something different. I happened to just get 2 Jubilees. So I'll probably end up building a box, and we'll see what happens with that. 2 zucchini plants that I picked up at one of the big box stores. So we'll see what happens there. These are my cucumbers. They're growing really well. Still have yet to pull up my trellis. Been busy with a whole lot of other things. So, but they're coming in really good. There's about 40 of them there, and then when I'll trellis them up, they'll produce probably 500 cucumbers. My tomatoes, they are loving this heat. Today is about 80 degrees, and they are really starting to flourish now. And so I got 24 different varieties. No, 12 different varieties, 24 different, actually, wait a minute. 13 different varieties. This on the end, this one's a lemon boy, and that's an indigo rose on that side. And then everything else is what it is directly across, is 2 of each. So sunflowers are coming on up. I planted some more Black Simpson lettuce, black seeded Simpson lettuce in this row right here. As I was going to do some more bush beans like what's coming up here, but I think that is going to be plenty for the size of my family and what we're going to can and freeze on that in there. So my potatoes, blue seed potatoes in the buckets, they're pretty much already topped off. So I got a couple more inches of dirt to add into there, and then we'll just kind of see what happens, and I'll pick them when their leaves start dying. And then my Yukon Golds in here, that one is topped off, so there's not really much more I can add to that. Maybe another inch or two, but that's it on there. So here's my broccoli. Stuff's getting huge, and in another month or two, it's gonna be pretty amazing. My chard, I'm gonna be harvesting this really quick. So this stuff turned out absolutely beautiful from 6 plants. So really loving it. My collard greens, they're getting big. They're not quite to my ideal harvest stage yet. So they're gonna get probably twice as big as what they are right there, even though this is about the size you'll find in the grocery store. My spinach, I harvested a little bit this morning and made some green juice along with the, over here, my red Russian kale. So yeah, I just cut that off there and made 2 big old glasses for the wife and I. So spinach is good, so I'm gonna be harvesting that probably this evening or tomorrow morning. So it's hot now. It's kind of, the leaves are little wilt, and that's always happens when it gets way hot. Long as it's got enough moisture in the bottom though. So red Russian kale stuff is massive. My dinosaur kale, I don't know how big this stuff is supposed to get. I've seen some videos on YouTube and it's supposed to get really huge. So I'm gonna just keep letting that grow. And I might thin them out a little bit just to try something different. This is funny right here. This is an elephant ear garlic that I had sitting in a package for probably 2 years. And I just decided to throw it in the bucket. And I didn't even dig it in, made a little bit of a dent in there. And I decided to come check it this morning. And doggone if this thing did not root. Look at this. I was like, holy moly. So I really don't think I want to leave this one in here. Then again, I might. So I'm gonna just let that one do what it does. And yeah, I just threw it out there just to kind of see what happens. And yeah, Mother Nature's actually very amazing. So nothing in these 2 buckets yet, and I'll get them filled up and get something in. So these are my new boxes here. Well, this one isn't new, but I got some new plants in there. This is my cucamelon box, and I see the cucamelons finally broke ground this morning. So got little shoots coming up right there, and they'll get really tall. I mean, they would climb this entire trellis. Trellis sitting probably about 6 foot. So, and they will climb all the way to the top. Then I had some that I transferred from that big pot right there. That's where I grew my cucamelons in last year. So I transferred them into this and just kind of see what happens. So had extra space, so I'll put some herbs there. That is tarragon, and that is marjoram. Something that's I've been reading about different herbs for different teas, and wanted to add that into the mix as well. So I have a lot of herbs this year. Okay, this box here, I end up putting cantaloupe, honeydew, and watermelon. Got a sugar baby on the end, a crimson sweet on this end. That is a honeydew, that is a cantaloupe, and that is the other jubilee that I just planted this morning. So the sugar babies, the cantaloupe, and the honeydew I plan on letting run up this trellis. It's sitting about 6'6" or so. And the crimson sweet and the jubilee, I'm gonna let crawl outside the box and around the back side. And I will just let it do its thing on the ground there. All right, here's my asparagus beans. These are the ones I planted there, the yard beans. They're coming up really, really good, and they're growing really aggressive. They're just about as tall as the bush beans now, and I planted them about 3 weeks apart. So everything's showing up there, and they got this TP trellis that they're allowed to climb. And I had found some butter crunch lettuce, so I just put those in the middle, and we'll see what happens there. As far as that, okay, and I do believe that is my garden for now. So I got some buds on the apple tree, and they're starting to come on in pretty good. So we'll see what happens there. But anyway, that's the garden update. I will touch base with you guys a little bit later, and we'll kind of see where we're at for 2 or 3 weeks. All right, guys. See ya. Have a good one.